Alright, ToGA brothers, welcome back. This is part 2. Come on, bro. Trying to navigate through a parking lot is absolutely mind-boggling. Okay. Make sure no one is coming. Alright. So. My first car was a 1995 Ford Explorer. One of my favorite features of that car was the running boards, the running floorboards. I loved it. It made it easier to get into. It made it easier to maneuver. Second thing I loved about it is it had the entertainment system with a whole bunch of sound choices. Like I could put it in stadium mode, I could put it in hall mode, put all kinds of modes. The comfort and the ride was great. The suspension was wonderful. Now, what made it even more appealing to drive, well, the guy that sold me it worked for Ford. So I pretty much knew that he had all of his, it was a dude. He had all of his, stuff kept up to date, always put OEM products in it, and all that, and kept his maintenance on time, like every 3,000 miles, all that good stuff. What else did I like about it? It had fog lights, and, it was nice. So, I had that for a while, and then, if I'm not mistaken, the AC went out on that one, and then, eventually I was like, I just kind of want something else. I mean, I don't love it, but at the same time, like, it gets me around. So we pretty much kind of sold that. I forget what the camel, the hump on the camel's back was. That pretty much was like, yeah, so this is it. This is all that we're gonna do. And I eventually sold it. I sold it to somebody because, I didn't really have a purpose and, want for that one. So I sold it. And then I kept the money and I put it towards the purchase of, well, a pickup truck. I bought a 1999 Dodge Ram 1500 Laramie. And that was great truck. It was amazing. It was superb. I loved it. It had all kinds of room. I bought it used. And, well, if you guys know anything about used sales, you have to basically be at the mercy of whoever you're buying it from. And that sale was kind of fishy, I'm not gonna lie. I should have seen it coming. And, yeah, so, pretty much ended up dying on me within the first week. It was a lemon purchase. It did not work the way it will. I basically went to a pool party in the summer, and it was nice. I didn't do anything bad to it, didn't do anything wrong. What basically happened was the truck threw a rod. The engine threw a rod. Okay? And, made a bad clanking noise. Like, this is not good. I'll have to see if I can find some footage of the, sound in some of my files to show you. And, yeah, it was bad, folks. So I learned my lesson, buy from a reputable person, okay? And, I mean, that was $3,500 from me. It was bad. I put a lot of money into that freaking truck, okay? And, I could have put it towards the purchase of something else. So I'm kind of mad, you know? Like, I could have put it towards the payment of this, right? So, basically, out of the gracious kindness and goodness of my parents' heart, they said, well, you're working full-time, and you can't go to work with no car. So I'll take a loan out and pay for it. And you just need to make sure that you do what you need to do to make sure that I can pay for this, essentially. And I did. I basically had it for a while. And then, unfortunately, in 2020, in November, the car got stolen. Now, which one was that? It was a 2006 Mazda 3. It was a hatchback. I loved it. Now, unfortunately, prior to that, because I needed a set of wheels as I was going to work, basically what we did was I got a loaner car, right? They gave me a loaner car while I was basically driving around. I had it for like 2.5 weeks, not gonna lie. Trying to remember what it was. It was was it a Nissan or Kia something? Anyway, it was a hatchback type car, okay? And it was a Shiftronic type car, which means I could, you know, put it in manual if I wanted to. So, we went to USAA, and we went to Navy Federal, and we found a car through their program, and I got the 2006 Mazda 3. And I want to say it was like 2015 on, and it was great. And then in 2020, my life turned around for the worse to better. The car got stolen right around a presidency. And they were going around the neighborhood, and they were basically, you know, stealing cars left and right. And mine was one of them. I'll explain what happened in that car in another video, okay? But when that car got stolen, I had to have, you guessed it, another set of wheels, okay? Now, my family was wonderful. They were gracious. Loved them to death. So, we went and looked around, and they took out a loan for basically $13,000 and said, all right, your max is $15,000. Find you a car that's reliable, it's around here, and that we can purchase in a dealership. Because I'm not going third party. You're not going to some Joe Schmo to buy it. Okay, that's fine. So, I waited, and it was quite some time before I found it. And I found this car. My Ford Escape. But, yeah. So, go ahead and kill the car. What did I like about my Laramie? I loved that it was a pickup. It actually had a back set of, you know, back row seats. That was great. And the person that sold it to me actually gave me a metal tool type chest kind of box thing right in the back of the gate, the lift gate. It had like a cubby, like a storage cubby right near my arm. It had 2 drink holders, like right here, you know, to hold your drinks. And then when you're not using it, you can lift it up. And then underneath there is more storage. So storage everywhere. It was a nice truck. It, you know, it sounded like a truck. And it had a huge engine bay. So I never got to really work on it and basically have it long enough to change all the liquids myself and fluids. But that was one thing I like, is that there was, like, if you needed to change something, you were going to change it. What else? I was going to tow, oh, it had a towing package, so I could have towed something with that. I was mad. And then what else? I had, I think, 4x2, so it could have been in 4x4, you know, 4-wheel drive. And then you could go downshift it. And it had a, hand crankable, shift lever, right? Similar to my 1995 Ford Explorer. And I'll show you a couple of videos of me driving that. That was, you know, also another Ford thing. What else? Okay, so my Mazda. What do I like about my Mazda? Well, it was Shiftronic, and it was an automatic manual Shiftronic type car. Okay, which means I had park, reverse, neutral, drive, low, and manual. And when you put it manual, you put it to the side, like you to the side, closest to you. And then when I shifted up, I pulled it back, right? Like I'm pulling the second gear. When I shifted down, pushed up. And then there was about a 0.07 second delay between when I shifted and when I actually went. What else? What I like about that car? It was a hatchback, so it was very low. And a lot of torque. Oh my goodness. At a red light, I wasn't slowly trying to get up to speed. I mean, it was hauling. I like this truck now, because it's got a lot of power, but it's high in power. It's not low in power. It's basically horsepower, not torque, okay, for this car, this truck. It had a, now see, my Ford Explorer had a sunroof, and I love that. My truck did not have a roof. That was just a, you know, metal, aluminum, frame and cab. But my Mazda 6 had a moonroof that I could open up and catch some breeze. Yeah. And then this one has so many features I can list like no other. Okay, to start, it has, I don't know what the actual name of the feature is, but if you're driving in slippery conditions, rainy conditions, it adds traction, so you can do on-the-fly traction control. What else? It has a already included 3.5mm jack connected into the center console. Love that feature. Guess what else it has? It has a USB connection already installed into the console, so I can charge my phone, I can charge my devices. If it has a USB thing that you need to connect to the car, like if I have a flash drive that has music, I can put that in there and it'll read from that. It has sync, which is Ford Sync, which means I can connect it to my phone and it'll tell me where my car was. It will allow me to play music via Bluetooth through the car. What else? It does have a CD player, but one thing I'm noticing is CD players are becoming now obsolete because they're not staying in operation. Like, they're basically fading. What else? There is already pre-installed fog lamps. The lights are bigger. I have a moonroof, as you can see up in here, right? I have a cigarette lighter in the back, so I've got 2 drink holders back here in the console. I have 2 drink holders right here. I have accent interior lighting, which is nothing I've had before. What else do I love about this car? It has Bluetooth controls. It has media controls. I need to get some fresh air. What else? It has a big trunk in the back. It has a glass door opening, and it has a main trunk opening. It's a V6. It's the only one I've had. Even my Mazda was a V4. Now, not gonna lie, my truck was a V8. I love that thing. But I only had it for about 2 weeks. So that would have been the most powerful thing I've owned. And nothing I've owned was ever running on diesel. They were all gas-powered vehicles. What else? Oh, okay. My Ford Explorer had the touch keypad, the keypad entry. On this one, also has the keypad entry. It's the only ones that I had that had that. All the others I had to lock and unlock with a remote. This has heated seats, which is a feature that I love. And it comes with Sirius XM preloaded. What else? I know I'm missing an important feature, folks. I know I'm missing one. I can't think of it. It has the 60-40 split, so if I wanted to just have 3 people, I can. If I wanted to have 4 people, I can. Now, it seats 5, because there's 5 seats back here. There's one on the left, one on the right, one in the center. Now, if I remove the headrests, I can fold it all the way down, move these all the way forward, and it becomes a bed. Now I can sleep in here. So that's great. I can't do that with my other cars. What else did I like? Trying to think. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, there is an amplifier in the back of this one, and there was in my Ford Explorer a pre-installed factory amplifier for my sound, because it was premium sound. They didn't have them in my other ones. That's pretty much it, guys. So that's pretty much all the stories. I'll go through some stories about some of the stories I have with my cars. But, yeah. That's pretty much it, guys. I'll fill you in. Stay tuned for, like, part 3.5 and 4 and all them other videos. Alright? Thank y'all for watching. I'm Sean, the ToGA brother. I'm out.